people of other nations in partnership that safeguard, protect, and promote the interests of the Gambia as a sovereign state. Gambia's interest is best served by engaging with other nation states and being part of the wider international community. I want us to usher in a Gambia that will bring on board the hearts and minds of all Gambians in the diaspora, including those who left the country because of the tribulations, the persecutions, fear, and abuses they face as private citizens, entrepreneurs, academics, politicians, and activists. But more than anything else, a new Gambia of economic prosperity, freedom, rule of law, peace, and stability. The youth of this country are frustrated and their hopes dashed under this regime. Those born at the cusp of the Second Republic have now come of age. 20 years of APRC rule has failed to give them opportunities to fulfill their aspirations and achieve their goals. What their country has failed to give them, i.e. jobs, quality education, good health care, and decent living, they try to seek elsewhere, embarking on perilous journeys across the harsh desert and the wild Mediterranean. The Gambia needs you most now of all times as nation builders and agents of change to build a better Gambia for us all. The belief that the APRC cannot be defeated by election is a misconception that works in their favor. Your votes can defeat the APRC and your...
Keep it locked to our regular FM. Welcome to our regular FM 1738, 538 London City, 12th day, Thursday, January 2017. Yes, that was the sweet voice and the great mix of our regular FM. I'm sure you enjoyed that mix. That mix was done by myself and I. Yes. Because after listening to that speech, I thought to myself, you know what? I think I can do something with this speech. That was her initial speech. The initial speech of her Honorable Dr. Aissatou Toure. I think that speech contains more or less everything that describes the Gambia. And she said it in a nutshell, in plain English. She highlighted all the issues the Gambia has been facing for the last 22 years. The Gambia and her people, economically, professionally, the institutions, the breakdown of the institutions. So she kind of highlighted it. She said it in plain English. Yaya Jammeh on Tuesday night, late night Tuesday, day before yesterday, Yaya Jammeh, I don't know what he heard or what happened to him. He decided to come in and give a press conference or make a speech. So Jammeh claims upholding the Constitution. He thinks he's upholding the Constitution or respecting or abiding the Constitution or observing the Constitution. But Mr. Honorable Halifa Sallah thinks otherwise. He thinks Jammeh did not distinguish technicality and facts. What is technical and what's fact, or what are his opinions and the facts. So the man needs to distinguish or to make a difference between what is fact and what is his opinion. Gambia's coalition spokesperson and said outgoing President Yahya Jammeh's Tuesday statement that calls for dialogue is done at the right time. According to a statement released by Halifa Sallah, the spokesperson of the coalition, the country's Chief Justice and National Assembly has made similar calls for the country's political stakeholders to settle their differences between incumbent president's term before the incumbent president's Yahya Jammeh's term expires. Yeah, so they need to sort out their differences, hopefully before the 18th of this month. That's what this statement means anyway. In a late night address to the nation on Tuesday, Yahya Jammeh said, As the whole world knows, being the candidate for the APRC party for the presidential elections, my party and I rejected the last results declared by the IEC on December 5th, 2016. Is it when December 5th? Why are they saying December 5th, 2016? Anyway, because not only was it full of arithmetic errors and abnormalities, it also could not be credibly explained, and we have challenged the results at the Supreme Court as provided by the Constitution and the Electoral Act. On December 2nd, 2015, the IEC announced set of results which I accepted. I'm quoting Jame here, which I accepted wholeheartedly in good faith, but on December 5th, 2016, the IEC reversed and gave a new set of results, and the results statement itself gave enough grounds for my party and I to suspect them. The second IEC result stated figures were transposed when actually it has the 63,939 votes for Basse administrative area wrongly added to the vote of one candidate, which is Mr. Adam Barrow of the coalition. In the so-called correction, the statement from the IEC falsely claims this amount was added to all candidates, but the amount was only subtracted from Mr. Barrow. That doesn't make sense, which took his total to just over 199,000. And then his vote for Basse was doubtly counted to give him the lead with 223,000 votes. Nonetheless, as our Constitution provides, only the Supreme Court can renew our challenge, and only the Supreme Court can declare anyone president. And so, I ask each and every one of us to respect the supreme law of the Republic and await the Supreme Court review and ruling on the election results. Come on, Jame, you must be talking out of your backside. You think Gambians will sit down and wait for you and your kangaroo court to decide an election that's been won by Adam Barrow and the coalition? You must be dreaming, my friend. Our Constitution is the supreme law. Now you're trying to recognize the Constitution and the supreme law of the country now. You never used to, Mayaya Jame. He said, I'm quoting, "Our Constitution is the supreme law and does not allow any organization or law or treaty to supersede it as per Section 4, supremacy of the Constitution, and Section 79, Paragraph 2, that the Constitution does not allow us to enter into any engagement, agreement, or treaty that derogates the supremacy of the Constitution." You've been doing that for centuries. For the last 22 years, that's what you've been doing. You've been deriving from the Constitution in every single one of your rulings. Yeah, Jame, you kill people. You just lock up people without any arbitrary or any judgment or any trial. So you have not been abiding or adhering to the rules of to the Constitution of the Gambia. So you're talking shit. As the President, Commander-in-Chief of our armed and security forces, and as a citizen and in total obedience to my oath of office, you don't obey. You have never obeyed to your oaths, Mr. Jame. You never obey them. I will take all possible steps to defend our Constitution as per Section 6(2), which makes it the duty of all citizens to defend our Constitution. Therefore, even where we may disagree, I believe we can, as Gambians, come together and resolve this and any matter without undue external interference. Yeah, he doesn't want the internal force to come. He doesn't want the strangers to come in. He doesn't want ECOWAS, Senegal, and them lot to come in. That's why. But Mr. Man, I think that's a little bit too late. You should have been talking to the Gambians and the coalition for a long time. You don't want to do it because of your simple pride. You feel proud to speak to them, but now you need them. They don't need you. You said to follow the constitution. First of all, Mr. Jame, the way you appealing this petition is not normal, it's not right, it's not constitutional, it's not according to the constitution of the Gambia. So first of all, you have never been following the constitution. You are doing things, out of the blue. You are just being the judge and the jury, killing people left, right, center. Now you want people to obey and respect the constitution that you yourself you never used to. However, Halifa Sallah said, Jammeh's statement did not distinguish technicality and fact and has not quoted what the Constitution says before drawing conclusions. Because he doesn't know the Constitution, basically. Sallah wrote, first and foremost, all polling and counting agents who were present at each polling station knew the results of the votes cast at each polling station and had the power to order the recounting of ballots tokens before accepting any result from each of the polling stations, which makes sense. It's true. So that means if every single party had their representative at each polling station, if the results announced or counted are not agreed by any of them, they can demand for the recount on the spot, which makes sense. But all of that didn't happen. So where is Jammeh coming up with all these unfounded allegations? I continue. Parties and possibility of knowing the results before they were announced by the IEC, which is true, because if the agents are there representing every single party, they have their mobile phones on them, their gadgets on them. Once the counting is done, they can text it or fax it to their respective parties, meaning their party members and people following them would know the result, hopefully before the results are announced by the IEC, which makes sense and it's fair and clear. The fact is known to all the parties, even if some have technical concerns. The office of President-elect Barrow, therefore, would like to convey to the general public with sincerity and honesty that he was declared the winner after the conduct of free and fair presidential election, regardless of the technicalities that may have emerged in the declaration of the results or after the declarations of the results. The courts could determine what led to the declaration of two results. However, it is evident that more of the results challenged the established fact that Adama Barrow won the first December 26 presidential elections. Sallah added that the second point that needs clarification is Jammeh's claim that, as our constitution provides, only the Supreme Court can review our challenge and only the Supreme Court can declare anyone president. And so, I ask each and every one of us to respect the supreme law of the Republic and await the Supreme Court review and ruling on the election results. According to spokesperson Mr. Sallah, this statement is at variance with the letter and spirits of the Constitution, and Section 43(2) of the Constitution states without any ambiguity or uncertainty that the Commission shall announce the results of all elections and referendum for each it is responsible. This is why the IECs announced the results of the first December presidential elections and declare Mr. Adama Barrow the winner. The former lawmaker, known to be very conversant of Gambia's constitution, wrote that it goes without saying that Section 63(2) of the Constitution unequivocally states that the person declared elected as president shall take the prescribed oaths and assume office